truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vanish. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done dared every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Speed at the Masters. Girl, you know you were bad.
And we welcome you to Lucas Oil Stadium, which opened back in 2008 here in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Indianapolis Colts. 3 quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. His first carry. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here. 2nd and 3. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Forced out to his left. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time. And it's 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open. And this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. Luck now to throw. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and then hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
On 1st and 10, Locke. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march. Luck going to bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. Throwing again is Luck. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
13th play now on the opening drive. Will this be the lucky one? It's 3rd and goal. Luck. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. From the gun, here's Watson. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. He goes full extension, and he's got it. He got 29 yards that time.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Off of play action, it's Watson sliding out of the pocket. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And an alley to run. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. On second down, here's Watson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to get...
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 8 yards here, so that gets him back within striking distance. And now it's third down. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He had the touchdown on the opening drive. Now he's got a first down. The Texans with a first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, Watson nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
3rd and long, it's Watson. Now they go screen, it's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. And a screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy, because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. Luck now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Now it's Luck. Flush to his right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On 2nd down, Cook. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. From the gun, here's Luck. Being chased out left. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Back deep, Bruce Ellington. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Here's Ellington. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And here comes the Texans now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Faking the give. Now Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this will be taken at the 13.
Whoosh.
He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now a play fake here on first down. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Whitney Merciless in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
12.
A shotgun snap for Locke. Flushed out right. Now a hit, and Locke lost the football. It's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. The Colts on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 17. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Steps away to his left. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And now out comes Houston. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this one is incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Back to the air, Watson on second down. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, and his first carry of the game right there, he had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. To throw on second is Watson, escaping the pressure right. Going deep for Hopkins. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, it's real simple to say from here, but we know that sometimes as a quarterback, you've got to know when to say when and just throw it away. Flushed out to the right, tries to make something out of nothing here, and he winds up floating one downfield. I think it's intercepted.
They begin the drive with Hines. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's Hines. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Come back.
After the run, Watson going to throw. They'll roll him out right. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first.
Down. Black 22. Black 22.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Come back.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Flush to his right. Wide open receiver complete. And they do finally get him at the 12. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 41 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
The Texans on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for Watson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Love. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And this results in 6. Touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw. A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 17-3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Colts coming out now.
Flex round! Flex round!
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to look deep down the field. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts have got it back to a 1-score game. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 23. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Charles, there's something special about one of those big D linemen bringing it in off the tip there. Really nice coordination.
Very much so, and I think what we've seen, and I'm going to put it at about the last 5 years, maybe a little bit longer, coaches placing a bigger emphasis on ball drills, even for defensive linemen, because possession is so key, and you got a chance.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Whitney Merciless in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes...
He's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Taylor Gabriel with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Point after, right down the middle. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Caught left side Hopkins. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Come back!
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. He'll buy some time right. Going deep for Hopkins. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage.
And look at this. It's a fake. And this is caught. The fake punt gets him 13 yards. A huge play on special teams. It's a 1st down.
Always enjoy a good fake, but I really enjoy it when he throws the football from punt formation. Now, you were a kicker and a punter in high school. Did you ever do that?
One time, threw to my man Tim Jones on a botched field goal attempt. Hit him right in the numbers, and Jonesy just dropped it.
Oh, the poor guy. Well, we had a fake punt here, and this guy caught it, so I think he and his friends will be okay with that one.
And he loves his play call, right? He's been waiting for this one all week long.
Been had that arm loosened up ever since they got to the stadium.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Watson hands this to Foreman. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Come back! Come back! Come back! Come back!
Watson off play action. On the move to his left. His throw incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now it's Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try and pound him with Crush, the fullback. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started. He'll get it up the middle. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Watson on the sneak. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have broken the tie. The extra point hitting the right upright, but it caroms home. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming. Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And Watson's going to throw it here. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. The Texans send the punter out. On presumably to punt, though he did complete a pass earlier. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. They're down here in a 1-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Buying time to his left. A crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off here by Aaron Colvin. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Come back. Richmond.
Throwing now, Watson forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. This to make it a 2-score game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Houston, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Colts, any slim hope